Hey guys, it's Garrett. Guys and girls, it's Garrett. Just wanted to follow up with you on the Crankbrothers dropper post. I did a review on the initial quality a couple of months ago. I don't know if you've watched that or not, but I wanted to follow up and give you my thoughts on the install, how easy it was, how hard it was, and also after riding it for a couple of months, wanted to give you my feedback on it. What do I think about it? How has it worked out for me? So I'll dive right in. Let's go into the install first. Very easy install. Probably a total of 20 minutes to install it and adjust it. It was actually really easy to install. The only downfall I had was the Santa Cruz have a separate tube for the internal routing, and at the very end of the tube it's just not at a great angle to fish the wire up. So grabbed one of my claw tools, got the cable, no problem, done. Make sure that you watch some videos on YouTube. There's a couple install videos on YouTube and how to install it, how to measure the length. You're going to want to watch that. So I have the instructions here. I'll tell you what, the only downfall of the Crankbrothers dropper post is the installation instructions. They leave a whole lot to be desired and a whole lot up to the mind of how you want to interpret it. So I don't know if you can see this very well on camera. I'll try to hold it still and let it do its job, but it is pictures with red X's and green arrows. Not a whole lot of detail, not a whole lot of words on there. I find it funny, the first thing is follow the installation instructions closely, and unless I am absolutely missing something, I don't see a whole lot of information on there. So thank God they did post a video on YouTube on showing you how to install it. A couple other people have as well. Just make sure you follow that. It'll save you a lot of time, a lot of headache, rather than relying on these. Maybe I got a package that didn't contain the installation instructions. Maybe there are detailed instructions. I have no idea. Maybe someone can comment and tell me. I have no idea. But yeah, mine didn't come with them. So anyway, install was nice. They have the little indicators on how far you have it down. That way you can reference it in the future, especially if it starts to slip down at all. That way you can readjust it. With a carbon frame, you got to put a little carbon paste on there. You probably already know that, but I put carbon paste on it at first and it went down, so I had to put a little bit more on, re-torque it. Santa Cruz doesn't have a torque spec on their seat post, so you can kind of crank it down, but it doesn't slip now, so it's good to go. The lever, very easy to install. Adjusting it, it's so nice. I'll show you that. Honestly, that's still my favorite part about this dropper post. But yeah, install, very easy, 20 minutes. Watch the video. It's really straightforward. Just make sure you measure a couple times. That way you're not cutting too much cable off and then you're constantly having tension on it, and it will start to drop while you sit on it if you do have too much tension. So now, how do I like it? I'll be completely honest with you. When I first put the dropper post on, I was not a huge fan of it. I thought it was too slow. I didn't like how you couldn't feel it hit up to the top. The button is very linear. It's not progressive at all. Like, you don't feel extra tension towards the end. And just mentally, it feels like it should, right? So you press it and it's just one linear pull on there. No ramping, no detents, like you hit a certain spot and you know it's good to go. I don't know, that's a personal preference. Maybe you won't mind it at all. I just feel like it should be there. I don't know what it is, but yeah, so the button works really well. Just got to make sure you're completely released for a half a second before you sit back down on it. If it's put back up, you don't want it coming back down. It takes a second or two, about a half a second for it to finally actually like settle, so you can sit back down on the saddle. So but yeah, when I first put it on and started riding with it, it was slow. It was slow to return. It felt slow to put down. I just thought maybe I adjusted it wrong or something, but I didn't. It has gotten better, I will say that. It does come up a little bit faster now that I've actually used it, and I have found that if I come out of the saddle, press, and then kind of flail my butt down on the saddle, it does go down pretty quickly. But with the reverb, I was just so used to pressing it with my body weight on it, and it would drop right down very quickly, tuck out of the way, not having to think about it. like I said in my first review, I was kind of concerned that you weren't going to hear it when it hit the top, and that concern is a pretty valid concern. You don't really hear it hit the top. I've gotten used to it now, so I just kind of know. You can still feel it a little bit. I will give it some credit for that. You can still feel it come up to the top or kind of hear it. But I think I've just gotten used to riding it, and I know what I'm listening for or feeling for to know that it's back up before I put my butt on the saddle. But yeah, other than that, it's worked flawlessly. No issues, no concerns. I haven't had to readjust it since I put it on. I've got, tons of riding on it. No adjusting it. No nothing. Yeah, it's a great post for the price. If this is going to be your first dropper post, maybe you're watching this video and you want to find out if this is going to be your first dropper post. For the price, you can't beat it. If it's still on sale at Planet Cyclery, or it was like half the price of any other dropper post out there, you literally cannot beat it. It was such a good deal for the price. I wanted to try it out. I like Crankbrothers products. If I wanted to spend the big coin, I probably would have went with something different, but for the price, you absolutely cannot beat it. The install was easy. It functions. There's some personal preference in my mind that I feel like it should have, but for somebody new to a dropper post, or maybe just looking at a budget dropper post with internal routing that's coming from external routing, this is a great post. Hands down. It works very well, and it's not complicated. You can rebuild it very quickly. It's a great post. So don't veer away from it. Just my personal preferences. I'm just giving you my honest feedback. Take it for what it's worth. So first post, buy it. You will be happy with it. I'm going to show you a video on how it actually goes down and how fast it actually goes up here. So stay with me. So I'll show you, if it zooms in here. Can't really see the number indicators, but you can see these little black lines on there. And that is actually how high. Those are like the height adjustment indicators on the post, so you can get an idea of how deep it is, and that way you know. But overall, it works really well. Alright, so I got the camera set up so you can kind of see how fast it goes up and how easily it goes down. So it's kind of close to the thing I kind of zoomed in, but to just go down, it goes down relatively easy. Now obviously that was with my hand, so I don't have my body weight on there, but that's how fast it goes up. And I don't know if you could hear that thud or not. Listen for it, besides the rain outside. So you can kind of hear it, you can kind of feel it within the bike. With it being a carbon frame, it's pretty stiff, so you can feel it, but yeah, it works. It's quite simple. It just works. So thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate your time. If you have any other suggestions or comments that you want to ask, please leave them in the comments. Take care. Have a good one.